Give it up for Trevor.
Hey, how you doing? We're gonna slow it down, quiet it down a little bit. I'm not sure if anybody was here last week to witness my return to the open mic. I used to come here a lot, play music, but tonight I'm going to continue with some spoken word. I wrote a book. It's called The Third One from the Bitten Tongue of Trevor Logan. I'm just going to pick up from where I left off last week. Smiling, resting, pressing, caressing, lying pleasantly, redhead, vanilla queen. Your sexy pose and your tight pantyhose keeps me from keeping my eyes closed. Sounds of the suburbs. Wind blowing through the trees, rustling the leaves, butterflies flutter by noiselessly. The occasional chirp of a songbird can be heard among the hum of two-stroke engines, the honk of car horns, and the endless barking of a dog down the street. So I try to climb away from my mind. Now up in my tree, escaping misery, got my head up in the clouds to see the sky so clearly. I'm all alone up here, no one to bother me, though I long for a friend with time to spend, the one for whom I sing. All the needles and leaves on the branches of trees, my millions of friends with prickly ends. Though they don't speak, I speak to them, and though they don't hear, they understand. This is called Same Trail. She asked me the other day if she looks different, and I said, of course. She did not appear to be pleased with my answer. And so I said, just as I can walk the same trail day after day, happily, never seeing the same thing, for the only constant is change, I continue to return to the same trail day after day, because though it has changed, the beauty remains, and that will never fade. She liked that answer much better. In moments when smiles may not find their way, emotions still stir in their unique displays. With whispered steps we may seek to find the smile not to which we once were blind. That's actually the last verse of a much longer poem that I think could be turned into its own book, possibly an illustrated children's book. If there's any illustrators out there who'd like to collaborate, that'd be awesome. Any musicians or write songs, or if you want to turn these poems into songs, anyone who wants to collaborate, let's collaborate. Redhead vanilla queen, lying pleasantly, caressing, pressing, resting, smiling. Seeing spring, spring. The new birth of spring begins to bring its color to the dull death of winter. The oranges bright contrast their dark green foliage. The oaks still stand naked. The sun shines cold. Birds sing and call, float, fall, fly across the pale blue sky. Clouds spread thinly in wispy waves, pretty little purple flowers speckled all along the way. At the falls, a waterfall calls of the wild like an innocent child smiling in the sunshine. Water crashes the rocks and coats the frogs, all singing along. Then the wind comes in, whistling the leaves, this rustling breeze flying through the trees into the sky, caught by the child's eye, brings a smile of delight from ear to ear, heard clearly through this fair atmosphere. And there, a purple flower stands out alone, grown from between the stones. Now this next one is a true story. It's called Angelic Moon. What more could you ask for after the moments we shared, laying in the grass under the full moon's glow, there, beside the water, beneath the stars, shooting across the midnight sky for those blue eyes? Sifting through her hair with the tips of my limbs, then pressing and caressing against her skin, sipping her scent and holding it in. Her gentle whispers tickle my ear, her slender fingers slither along my sides with the bitter touch of lust and delight as the dusky twilight glows behind an eclipsing moon. And so subtly soon am I lost in the fiery shine of stars which are her eyes. As she looked deep within my eyes, she said, "You make me nervous," and then, "We should never see each other again." She slipped from my grip like silk flies through the wind, and I never saw that girl again. This next one was written while at work. I work at Starwinds Nursery just down the street. If you guys want help beautifying your garden, making it more harmonious with nature, come check us out. It's called Fritillary. A fritillary butterfly fluttered by as I was watering flowers this spring. Dragons were snapping, coral bells ringing, cosmos were out to bloom. I paused to watch its flight. I paused to take a drink. I captured its picture as it enjoyed the water. The sun shined high in the afternoon as the heat too did rise. Little lady beetles, big blue mason bees, flowers swinging in a vernal breeze. Songbirds chirp, call, and sing. Insects nested where leaves collected, emergent metamorphs, all respected the winter, now embraced the spring. A fritillary butterfly fluttered by and found a flower. The arrow was high and the sun bright. Its flight is still remembered today as I find a way to describe how it flew. Its hue reflected in sections. It danced and landed, the flower bended. My sight was stranded as I lended my eyes to the fritillary flutterby. This last one was written while on a walk with Quinn in the wind. Several hours past a vernal shower, Quinn and I top the mountain behind our home. The wind blows, whistles, howls, and moans. Quinn smells what the breeze brings. I pause on my knee to ID a flower. The rain this spring is seen in the green of the leaves in the valley below the towers. Vicia velosa fills a field head. Vicia velosa fills a field. Vicia velosa fills a field at the trailhead. Stork's bills up ahead. A Castellesian paintbrush and a sun cup come up not long before a tadpole pond. We pause. I imagine the frog songs to come upon sunset. We continue our steps. A lupinus greets us with some iris and miner's lettuce. The creek is scattered puddles, the falls, a trickle. What little water there is their little aquifer. In the pit of the fall I can hear it all. In the basin I hear the wind racing and whistling. And that's how it's been on my walk with Quinn in the wind.